I'll start, Narad, sir. Intruder from the formless infinite, during the break, sorry, daring to break into the inconscious reign, the spirit's leap towards the body touches ground.
No, the body, just towards body.
Okay. The spirit's leap towards body touches ground. I think that's a full stop. Yep.
Yes, that's full stop. Sri Aurobindo calls our souls an intruder from the formless infinite.
Okay.
And he tells us that the infinite is the highest power and manifestation that is just a partial revelation of the infinite. Even the whole universe is informed by only 1 degree of his greatness, illumined by 1 ray of his splendor, glorious with a faint hint of his delight and beauty. And this is from the essays on the Gita. So beautiful. And the infinite, of course, is the divine, the absolute being, God.
Mm-hmm.
So this intruder, the soul, from the formless infinite, daring to break into the unconscious reign, because that's where we live, the spirit's leap towards body touches ground. Incredible.
Yep. So now, one thing I want to understand here. So spirit's leap towards body, spirits again he's referring to the soul, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the soul, when it is taking a leap towards the body, touches ground in the sense, is he trying to say that it's heavy?
It lands on earth.
It lands on earth. Okay.
It lands on a body on the earth.
Okay. I thought if there was any further subtle meaning to it. Okay. Understood. Okay. As yet unwrapped in earthly lineaments, already it wears outlasting death and birth, convincing the abyss by heavenly form, a covering of its immortality, alive to the luster of the wearer's rank, fit to endure the rub of change and time.
Okay, a couple of mistakes. You still say abyss instead of abyss.
Abyss, okay. Abyss. Okay.
But now he's telling us that the spirit's leap towards body is still unwrapped in earthly lineaments. Lineaments of distinctive shapes or contours. And so it's still unwrapped in earthly lineaments. That means it's pure, untouched by anything. And it already wears outlasting death and birth, and convincing the abyss by heavenly form, it wears a covering of its immortality, alive to the luster of the wearer's rank, fit to endure the rub of change and time. Sri Aurobindo uses the word rub here. Shakespeare used it so often, and it simply means the difficulty or an obstacle.
Okay.
An important word.
Okay. I'll take the next line. A tissue mixed of the soul's radiant light and matter's substance of sign-burdened force, imagined vainly in our mind's thin air, an abstract phantasm mold of
Phantasm.
an abstract phantasm mold of mental make. It feels what earthly bodies cannot feel and is more real than this grosser frame.
Good, good. Now, he's talking about our grosser frame, our physical body. And
Mhm,
how he's getting to tell us about that is that
mhm.
um, this body, this human body at the moment, is a tissue mixed of the soul's radiant light and matter's substance.
Mm,
But matter's substance also has a sign burdened force, a force, a kind of sign that's a weighty sign.
mm,
Because matter is, as we know, quite substantial.
mhm,
It's not
mm.
something like air or a cloud. It's a substance of sign burdened force. And what else does he say? He says it's imagined vainly in our minds thin air because we don't have the vision of it as an abstract phantasm. Phantasm is something that's like an apparition.
Okay.
So it's like an apparitional mold of mental make.
Mhm,
And it feels also, it feels much more real than our bodies can feel. And so he says, and is more real than this grosser frame, grosser, heavier frame.
okay. Okay. After the falling of mortality's cloak, lightened is its weight to heighten its ascent, refined to the touch of finer environments,
Environments,
environment,
environments,
environment,
environments.
environments, refined to the touch of finer environments.
Mhm.
It drops old patterned pals of denser stuff,
Halls,
cancel
halls.
halls.
So halls are coverings, like a
Oh,
cloud, something like
oh,
a cloud, but they're poles of denser stuff, and it drops all of those. And we'll
okay.
talk about that more as after you finish the phrase.
Cancels the grip of Earth's descending pull and bears the soul from world to higher world, till in the naked ether of the peaks, the spirit's simplicity alone is left, the eternal being's first transparent robe.
Okay, a lot to go through here. A lot to go through. Now he's talking about when the psychic being leaves the body.
Okay.
It told us already it feels what earthly bodies cannot feel, and it's more real than this grosser frame. Now, after the falling of mortality's cloak, in other words, when we drop away the cloak of our mortality, its weight is lightened, so it can ascend quickly. Lightened is its weight to heighten its ascent, to let it go higher, faster even.
Right.
Refined to the touch of finer environments, it drops old pattern palls of denser stuff. So it has to drop all of these things like that the body has acquired, that the vital has acquired. And then it's able to cancel the grip of this descending pull of the earth.
Wow.
And it bears the soul from world to higher world. How beautiful. World to higher world. Till in the naked, and you said ether, but it's ether. It's the ether of the peaks.
Okay.
So the soul or the psychic being, whatever you want to call it, the self, capital S, has risen now. And in that naked ether of the peaks, the simplicity of the spirit is left alone. And that, the simplicity of the spirit is left to itself. The
Okay.
eternal being's first transparent robe. Now that's interesting. The eternal being, that's the divine's first transparent robe. So in that etheric atmosphere, the being that was once a body has dropped all that bodily stuff. And so just the simplicity of the spirit is left. And that simplicity is the eternal being's, the divine's first transparent robe. Transparent, light can come through it. This is the kingdom of subtle matter, which we are in. We have to keep remembering that.
Right. Wow.
Now he's going to go on and tell us more about what's going to happen when we come back into our body.
But when it must come back to its mortal load and the hard ensemble of Earth's experience, then it returns, resumes that heavier dress.
No. Okay. First of
Then
all, the word is ensemble. 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 It's a French word.
Right.
Ensemble. So that definition of ensemble is all the parts of something considered together and in relation to the whole.
Okay.
And this whole experience of Earth is this hard ensemble when it comes back to its mortal load. Then its return, then not it return is, no, then its return resumes that heavier dress, the dress of the body.
Understood. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think you got it now. Huh? It's when the self comes back
Uh-huh.
to its
Then it
mortal load. The mortal load is the human form.
Mm-hmm.
And the hard ensemble, everything that's in relation to the whole, that whole ensemble of the experience of Earth, then it returns because it's coming back now. Then its return resumes that heavier dress, the form of the human body.
Okay. So basically,
Our human body is not light. It's heavy. It's so many kilos or so many pounds, up and down, depending. So that's the heavier dress that it resumes.
Okay.
I don't think your look says I don't quite have it yet. So let's discuss it.
Basically, it left the matter and it went up. It became light, and now when it's coming back again, the soul and the matter basically coming together on Earth. So that's why it's become heavy.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Because it has returned to Earth. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
now he'll continue even telling us even more what's going on.
Sure. For long before Earth's solid vast was forged by
Vest, not
West.
vast, vest.
Okay.
Vest
For
is a garment, it's a robe or a gown, an outer
correct.
garment, an outer garment. In the restaurant business, once a lady gave me a beautiful vest. Doesn't have any sleeves, it's just a covering over the chest, and
Okay.
that's called a vest.
Okay.
So, Earth is a solid vest. There's no question about that. And
Mhm.
forged means when something is forged, it's formed in a way, it's shaped in a way, it's molded or fabricated in a way.
Mhm.
Has
Okay.
nothing to do with a signature that's forged. No, it's forged, it's made in a certain way.
Got
So
you.
begin again, before long before.
For long before Earth's solid West was forged by the technique of the atomic void, a lucent envelope of self disguise was woven around the secret spirit in things.
I would almost feel that that is the aura or the outer envelope.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so long before this solid vest of Earth was forged, how was it forged? By the technique of the atomic void. And
Hmm.
the void is the condition of the self, free, wide, and silent. It seems void to the mind, but in reality, it is simply a state of pure existence and consciousness. Sat
Hmm.
and Chit with Shanti from the letters on yoga. So,
Mhm.
it this long before this solid vest, this solid structure of Earth was forged, by what?
Mhm.
By the technique of the atomic void, which is, comma, a lucent, a luminous envelope of
Hmm.
self-disguise.
Mhm.
Well, what did that lucent envelope of self-disguise do? Well, it was woven round the secret spirit in things.
Hmm.
Remember that we're talking about the kingdom of subtle matter. It's very important. Huh? We'll do a little more and then you read the whole thing.
Sure. The subtle realms from those bright sheets are made. I think that's
Ah, so the subtle realms are made from those bright sheets, that kind of envelope, that lucent envelope of self disguise. So, and they are created by the technique of the atomic void. And that's
mhm.
long before the solid vest of Earth was forged.
Mhm.
And all of that was woven round the secret spirit in things. And the subtle realms from those bright sheaths, those envelopes those of self disguise, are made. The subtle realms are made from those bright sheaths.
So bright sheets here is the aura,
Sheath,
right? That
yeah, I think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's a covering.
covering.
And
Yeah.
but for me, those I think it's the aura
Mhm.
around a person. Okay, because it's the subtle realms that are
Mhm.
doing this.
Yeah. And it's
Okay,
all called lucent envelope. So I think, yeah, it's all making sense.
right,
Yeah.
right, very good. Now we'll just do a few more lines and then you have to read.
This wonder world with all its radiant boon of vision and inviolate happiness only for expression cares and perfect form. Fair on its peaks, it has dangerous nether plains. Its light draws towards the verge of nature's laps, lends beauty to the terror of the gulfs, and fascinating eyes to perilous gods, invests with grace the demon and the snake.
Yeah, so this is very interesting, huh?
Mm.
Because it's a wonder world and it has these radiant boons of vision and inviolate, in other words, intact, unable to be violated,
Oh,
inviolate happiness.
okay. Intact.
So it is a wonder world, but it only cares for expression and perfect form.
Mm,
So then Sri Aurobindo is going to tell us that fair on its peaks, it has dangerous nether plains, nether lower plains.
okay.
Its light, the light of this wonder world, draws towards the verge, the extreme edge, or the extreme border of
Mm,
nature's lapse.
mm,
Now, a lapse is a kind of falling away,
mm,
temporary falling or slipping from a previous standard.
mm,
So
mm, mm.
its light draws towards the verge of nature's lapse. And what does it draw towards it? Well, it lends beauty to the terror of the gulfs. So it
Yeah.
lends beauty to the terror of the gulfs and even fascinating eyes to perilous gods, perilous, very dangerous, fraught
Mm,
with danger.
okay.
And it invests even the demon and the snake with grace.
Mm,
So it's a plain, a wonder world, and he hyphenates wonder world with all its radiant boon of vision and inviolate happiness, only cares for expression and perfect form. But it
mm,
has dangerous nether planes, and
mm,
its light, the light of this wonder world, draws towards the edge, extreme edge of nature's lapse, temporary decline.
mm,
It lends beauty to the terror of the gulfs and fascinating eyes to very dangerous gods.
mm,
It
mm.
invests with grace the demon and the snake.
So, Bharata, this wonder world is again the expression of the uh, earth, right? Where it has
No,
descended.
no, it's a wonder world that is an aspect of the kingdom of subtle matter.
Okay, so, okay, all right.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have to constantly go back to the subtle
okay,
matter.
okay, okay.
Okay, so you have quite a bit to read, and we don't have but 5 minutes, so please start.
Yeah, back to page 105. Yeah.
Yes.
Intruder from the formless infinite sorry, intruder from the formless infinite, daring to break into the inconscious reign. The spirits leap towards the body, touches ground, as yet unwrapped in earthly lineaments, already
Lineaments. Like
lineaments,
it, lineaments.
lineaments,
Li,
uh,
lin, lin,
li-
lin.
lineaments, okay, lineaments,
Lineaments. Okay.
okay. As it unwrapped in earthly lineaments, already it wears outlasting death and birth, convincing the abyss by heavenly form, a covering of its immortality, alive to the luster of the wearer's rank, fit to endure the rub of change and time. A tissue mixed of the soul's radiant light and matter's substance of sign burdened force, imagined vainly in our mind's thin air, an abstract phantasm mold of mental make. It feels what earthly bodies cannot feel and is more real than this grosser frame. After the falling of mortality's cloak, lightened is its weight to heighten its ascent, refined to the touch of finer environments,
Environments.
sorry,
It's okay.
ri- refined to the touch of finer environments, it drops old patterned pals of denser
Falls.
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 It
Falls
fall.
coverings. Like a cloud. Coverings.
So A is supposed to be pronounced as O. Okay. It drops old pattern palls of denser stuff, cancels the grip of Earth's descending pull, and bears the soul from world to higher world, till in the naked ether of the peak,
Ether. Ether. E.
till,
E.
Mhm. till in the naked ether of the peaks, the spirit's simplicity alone is left, the eternal being's first transparent robe. But when it must come back to its mortal load and the hard ensemble of earth's experience, then it resumes that heavier dress, for long before earth's solid vest was forged by the technique of the atomic void, a loosened envelope of
Envelope.
envelope, a loosened envelope of self-disguise was woven around the secret spirit in things. The subtle realms from those bright sheets are made. This wonder world, with all its radiant boon of vision and inviolate happiness, only for expression cares and perfect form, where on its peak it has dangerous nether planes. Its light draws towards the verge of nature's lapse. It lends beauty to the terror of gulfs and fascinating eyes to perilous gods, invests with grace the demon and the snake. I think that's
Okay.
very
So you had a couple of pronunciation problems. So go over those this week.
yes, yes.
You've written down the pronunciation sound. So I
Ensemble, environment, ether,
environment.
environment. Okay. It's
Environment.
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 Okay. Environment. Okay.
Okay.
Going to take some book.
Namaste. Thank you, Shilpa.
Thank you, Narad.
Namaste.
You have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.